machines on hire purchase basis was launched in March 1956 and with the goal to enable small entrepreneurs without substantial means to avail themselves of assistance. Here, indigenous, that means local available machinery, and the other one, that is imported machinery. The NSIC has acquired the necessary expenses and expertise in the procurement of machines from the right sources. It also takes care of the problems up to the stage of delivery of machines to the entrepreneurs. Also, while financial institutions, that is, banks, plan to look mainly to the credit worthiness of entrepreneurs, the NSIC would look primarily to the motivation of the individual applicant, his capacity, his technical competence, and his managerial ability to run the enterprise. The small entrepreneur should enlist himself as a member with the NSIC. His application form should be accompanied by the registration certificate and report of the DI, that is Director of Industries. The application for obtaining machines under hire purchase scheme of National Small Industries Corporation is quite comprehensive. The small entrepreneur has to provide full details along with the relevant documents as an attachment. The application form for hire purchase of machinery calls for information regarding the organizational setup of the unit, its program of production, and the marketability and profitability of the enterprise. Not only that, it also calls for additional information regarding the cost of production, the infrastructural facilities available for the unit, the technical capacity of the entrepreneurs, etc. The details in the application are self-explanatory as all the attachments are there with the form. So, this is all regarding the indigenous and imported machinery where the entrepreneur is assisted by NSIC, that is National Small Industries Corporation. Okay, and for that he need to fulfill the form which required different attachment as in proof. After infrastructure and machinery, let us discuss about raw materials. The raw materials required by the small scale industries may broadly be classified as under: first one, raw material components and spares, both local and imported. Second one, non-ferrous materials, again both indigenous and imported. Here, non-ferrous materials like copper, nickel, aluminium, zinc, gold, mercury, etc. Third one, iron and steel, again both indigenous and imported. And the fourth one, raw material divided into chemicals, again indigenous and imported, both type. Under the liberalized scheme, the actual users are provided with the adequate foreign exchange to meet their justifiable requirement of imported items of industrial material. Small scale units should apply directly to the regional licensing authority and not through the sponsoring authority for import license for raw materials, its components and spares after utilizing the previous set of license to the extent of 90% by way of opening their own credit, or 60% by way of actual import, covering 6 months requirement of the unit or plant. New unit should also submit their applications through their respective sponsoring authority. But for the existing, they can directly contact to the regional licensing authority. Now, the State Director of Industries allocate indigenous non-ferrous metals. Some of the non-ferrous items are canalized, that means converted through the State Trading Corporation of India. It stands for STC. The raw materials imported by the STC are given to the SSI units in accordance with the recommendation of the Director of Industrial Concern. The same applies to iron and steel raw material. Here, these are converted or canalized through the MMTC, that is Minerals and Metals Traders Commission. In times of difficulties, the decontrolled chemical raw materials are canalized, that means converted through the DGTD in accordance with the recommendation of State Director of Industries. Indigenous controlled chemicals are allocated through the State DIS, that is District Industrial Sector, or SIC, that is Standard Industrial Classification. Imported raw materials are canalized or converted through the STCs, that is State Trading Corporation of India. In short, controlled and imported raw materials are to be obtained through the state DIS or SICs by the small scale industries. Thank you, students. Now continue with the next one component, that is finance. The financial function in a small scale industry is similar to the financial function in any other organization, but with this essential difference that there are a host of banking and insurance regulation to be strictly adhered to and quite a few precautions to be taken. The areas where finance would be needed after the small scale industries fix the land accommodation are four. First one, purchase and installation of machinery, procurement of raw materials and components and the manufacture of the products, working funds, and availability of funds until the realization of sales. The State Director of Industries, that is SDI, provides loans for block capital under the Industries Act. One should apply through the sponsoring authority also. SFC, that is State Financial Corporations, provide long-term credit for purchase of fixed assets. The application should be submitted to the SFC, that is State Financial Corporation, along with the four documents, that is first one, project report, second one, copy of the registration certificate, third one, tentative cash flow statement, and fourth one, stock statement. In some state financial corporation and the banks agree to process the common